Manchester City and Manchester United are the top two teams in the Premier League. But how will they fare away from home against lower division opposition in the FA Cup? United's game at League Two strugglers Yeovil, 1955 GMT. Friday, and City's trip to Championship high flyers Cardiff, 1600 hours GMT, Sunday, are the two FA Cup fourth-round ties live on the BBC this weekend. Will there be any surprises? Well, Lawro is predicting a smile from United manager Jose Mourinho, but it is his 55th birthday on Friday. So it might depend on what presents he gets. Lawro is pitting his wits against a different guest for each round of this season's FA Cup, and his opponents for this weekend's FA Cup fourth-round ties are Poet and Vuj. Presenters on YouTube football channel Copa90. Media playback is not supported on this device. Copa90 is the world's largest independent football channel on YouTube and has more than 1.4 million subscribers. Its Facebook page has more than 1.9 million followers. Poet and Vuj are both members of the Football Association's Cup Collective for this season's FA Cup. You can see what they are up to this weekend by following #Cup Collective across social media. Vuj says the favorite guest he has interviewed on Copa90 is Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn. He explained, "That was the bridging for me personally of football, culture and politics, and seeing how it can all intertwine. As much as you might think they are all individual entities." Poet added, "That interview was very eye-opening for me too. Because it was something Vuj was very passionate about, and watching him and Jeremy have that conversation was one of the most incredible things I have witnessed in my life. I don't think I actually understood how all of those worlds do coexist and how important it is to acknowledge them. It put everything into perspective. Gap equals how many league positions separate each team: away team to win at home in the replay, home team to win away in the replay. All kickoffs 1500 hours GMT unless otherwise stated." Chef Wed 3-1 reading Lawro's prediction, 2-1 Poet's prediction, 2-1 Vuj's prediction, 3-0 match report Yeovil 0-4 Man United. Lawro's prediction, 0-2 Poet's prediction, 0-2 Vuj's prediction, 1-1 Man United to win replay match report Peterborough v Leicester, 12:30 GMT. You could call this the A47 Derby. Well, that is the route that most of the Leicester fans will be taking on Saturday anyway. There will be a sellout crowd at the Abex Stadium, and I think they are in for a decent game, because Peterborough are useful going forward. In Jack Marriott, who scored twice when Posh shocked Villa in round 3, they have the top scorer in League One. And in Marcus Maddison, who set up 2 goals that day, they have the player who has made the most assists in that division. Media playback is not supported on this device. Leicester needed a replay to get past another League One side, Fleetwood. In round 3, they were not at their strongest, but they picked a team that got them through, and I think Claude Puel will do the same here. Again, we are going to be talking a lot about how many changes the top flight teams will make this weekend, when we should remember that the FA Cup is fun and winning ties makes supporters happy and makes money for the club. Leicester do not have any relegation worries, and this is their only chance of winning something this season. I just hope they have a proper go at it. Lawro's prediction, 0-2 Poet's prediction, 1-1 Leicester to win replay Vuj's prediction, 1-2 Huddersfield v Birmingham. Birmingham have got the worst away record in the Championship and have won only one game on the road all season. But I was at Deepdale on Saturday when they drew 1-1 with Preston, and they deserved their point. That is the only time I have seen Birmingham all season, but they were one of the better sides to have come to Preston. So I fancy them to get a replay at the very least on Saturday, and not just because Huddersfield are on a poor run in the Premier League with no wins and only 3 goals in their past 6 matches. There is a full program of Premier League games on Tuesday and Wednesday, when the Terriers are at home to Liverpool, so take your pick about how many changes they are going to make this weekend. Lawro's prediction, 1-1 Birmingham to win replay. Poet's prediction, I just love Hud. 3-0 Vuj's prediction, 2-0 Hull v Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest did brilliantly to knock out FA Cup holders Arsenal in the last round, and they got a great win over Championship leaders Wolves at the weekend too. Media playback is not supported on this device. Forest are taking more than 4,000 fans to the Copa90 Stadium, and why not? If they win, they are into the 5th round for only the second since 2005. They have a very chance of making it because Hull have been struggling, since Nigel Adkins won his first game as manager on 9th of December. They have not won again in the league and have lost 5 out of 7 games in the championship since then. There is only one direction the Tigers are travelling with that sort of form, and it is not into the 5th round. Lawro's prediction, 0-1 Poet's prediction, I was at the Forest Arsenal Cup tie. I left at 3-1 and cried on the train home. Yes, we lost to Forest, and I did not see it coming, but that is the beauty of the FA Cup. This time, I think Hull will manage a convincing win. Leaving me to question how we lost to Forest. 2-0 Vuj's prediction, 2-1 Middlesbrough v Brighton. I cannot imagine Middlesbrough boss Tony Pulis will be too bothered about an FA Cup run, because his side are still in the playoff race. Brighton have been struggling for goals away from home, but they have signed Jurgen Locadia from PSV Eindhoven to try to put that right. Lawro's prediction, 0-1 Poet's prediction, 1-1 Brighton to win. Replay Vuj's prediction, 1-1 Brighton to win. Replay Millwall v Rochdale. Millwall are doing okay in mid-table of the championship, and their home form has been decent all season. Rochdale, meanwhile, are struggling at the bottom of League One and their away form has been atrocious. It is the worst in their division, so I cannot see anything other than a Millwall win. Lawro's prediction, 2-0 Poet's prediction, 2-1 Vuj's prediction, 2-0 MK Dons v Coventry. MK Dons have just changed their manager, sacking Robbie Nielsen and appointing Dan Michiki from their youth setup. They had won only one of their past 11 games under Nielsen, which is why he went. Coventry, in contrast, are in good form and were behind one of the biggest shocks of the 3rd round, when they knocked out Premier League side Stoke. Media playback is not supported on this device. Another Sky Blues win this time would be another surprise, albeit a smaller one. Lawro's prediction, 0-2 Poet's prediction, 1-0 Vuj's prediction, 1-1 Coventry to win. Replay Notts County v Swansea. PL equals Premier League. Notts County have had a bit of a blip of late. They have only lost twice at Meadow Lane all season, but both of those defeats have come in the past 7 days. Swansea have picked up some form under their new manager Carlos Carvalhal, with the most obvious example of that being Monday's excellent win over Liverpool. Media playback is not supported on this device, but they play Arsenal in the Premier League on Tuesday, and I am sure the game will play a part in Carvalhal's team selection. So it could be a good time for Notts County to play them, especially because this is something of a free hit. Promotion is their main priority and there is no pressure on them here. Lawro's prediction, 1-1 Swansea to win. Replay Poet's prediction, 2-1 Vuj's prediction. I do wonder how much Swansea will care about this because they are trying to stay up, which is why I think Notts County will win. 2-1 Sheffield United v Preston. Sheffield United's form has picked up a bit recently after their poor spell at the start of December. Preston have drawn 4 of their past 6 games in the championship, and I think this will end up with the result that no one wants, a replay. Lawro's prediction, 1-1 Preston to win. Replay Poet's prediction, 1-2 Vuj's prediction, 3-1 Southampton v Watford. Javi Gracia's appointment to replace the sacked Marco Silva must be up there with the quickest ever. It will be interesting to see if the impact Gracia makes can be just as fast, because the Hornets are on a terrible run of form. Southampton have also gone a while since a win, but I think that will change this weekend. Media playback is not supported on this device. Saints were decent in their draw with Tottenham on Sunday, and showed more of the sort of resolve they will need as well as an attacking threat. Both teams have big games in the Premier League in midweek. However, against other sides battling relegation, Saints host Brighton and Watford are at Stoke. So, again, both managers might be thinking more about those games rather than this tie, and that will undoubtedly have an impact on the outcome. Lawro's prediction, 2-0 Poet's prediction, 0-0 Watford to win. Replay Vuj's prediction, 0-1 Wigan v West Ham. Wigan are flying at the top of League One and also did for Bournemouth in the last round. Media playback is not supported on this device. West Ham have been hit by a few injury problems this week, with Mark Warnotovic and Manuel Lanzini both out. I can see David Moyes picking a team similar to the one he played against Shrewsbury in the last round. when they got through after a replay. Media playback is not supported on this device, so the Latics definitely have a chance, but I still think the Hammers will be just about strong enough. Lawro's prediction, 0-2 Poet's prediction, 1-0 Vuj's prediction, 2-0 Newport County v Tottenham, 17:30 GMT. Newport are in great form. With a run of just one defeat in a 12-game spell that includes their win over Leeds in round 3. Media playback is not supported on this device. Tottenham are in good shape too, however, and I don't see a shock happening here. Even if Spurs rest the likes of Harry Kane for this game because Manchester United are next up at Wembley, then they have got backup players who are good enough to keep winning in the FA Cup. Lawro's prediction, 0-3 Poet's prediction, 0-3 Vuj's prediction, 1-2 Liverpool v West Brom, 1945 GMT, after their defeat on Monday night against Swansea. Liverpool badly need to win this game. Media playback is not supported on this device, as I have said before. I think the FA Cup is important to them this season, or at least it should be. In contrast, I would not have though that West Brom boss Alan Pardew will mind too much if his side go out of the FA Cup, because his brief was to keep the Baggies in the top flight. West Brom are still waiting to do a bit of business in the transfer window to try to get a striker in, and the £3 million release clause in Johnny Evans' contract if they go down explains why they are willing to listen for offers for him now. Lawro's prediction, 2-0 Poet's prediction, 2-0 Vuj's prediction, we struggle against teams that park the bus. But we have to win this game and we will. I think we will crack them. My favorite FA Cup memory would have to be Steven Gerrard against West Ham in the 2006 final. That wasn't Liverpool against West Ham, that was Gerrard against West Ham. That was beautiful. 2-0 Media playback is not supported on this device. Chelsea v Newcastle, 13:30 GMT. Chelsea are another team who should be looking at the FA Cup and thinking they have to take it seriously. They are out of the Carabao Cup, and although they are still in the Champions League, this competition looks their most likely route to a trophy. Media playback is not supported on this device. The Blues beat Newcastle pretty comfortably at Stamford Bridge in the league in December, and I would expect something similar to happen this time too. Lawro's prediction, 2-0 Poet's prediction, 2-0 Vuj's prediction, 1-0 Cardiff v Man City, 1600 hours GMT, live on BBC One from 15:35 GMT. Manchester City will win this tie, but I think Cardiff will give them a real game because they are strong physically and they will get into Pep Guardiola's players. The Bluebirds are a typical Neil Warnock side and they are not going to lie down. Media playback is not supported on this device. They will get the ball up the pitch early and will be good at set pieces, and they will give the Premier League leaders lots of problems and make them hurry when they have got the ball, which is a good way playing them. Warnock says his side will need some development in their approach, and I don't think they will lack it. They will pile in, and why wouldn't you? You are allowed to tackle in football, and it will just be interesting to see how City and Pep react to it. Lawro's prediction, 0-2 Poet's prediction, no shock here. This is Pep. Certain managers just have egos. Arsene Wenger does not really have an ego like that, but Pep is just not losing to Cardiff. 0-3 Vuj's prediction, I love the underdog story and the romance, but I think this is going to be emphatic. Every girl I thought I was going to marry, I did not end up marrying. That is the FA Cup. Every time you are thinking this is the one, it is going to happen. A big club will come and beat you. No fairy tales here. 0-3 Lawro was speaking to BBC Sports' Chris Bevan. On FA Cup third round weekend, Lawro got 12 correct results, including 4 perfect scores, from the 32 ties for a total of 240 points. He was up against comedian Guz Khan, who also got 12 correct results, but with 2 perfect scores. That gave him a total of 160 points. In the last round of Premier League games, Lawro got 6 correct results, including 3 perfect scores, from 10 matches, for a total of 150 points. He beat Fall Out Boy bassist Pete Wentz, who also got 6 correct results, but with 1 perfect score, giving him a total of 90 points. Shows weeks where Lawro had more than one guest, and only the highest score contributed to the guest total. Lawro's best score, 150 points, Week 8 v Wretch 32 and Week 24 v Pete Wentz, Lawro's worst score, 40 points, Week 4 v Human Yora and Bell,